On the 25th of October 1990, The Simpsons in their second ever season released their Halloween special, which would go on to be called the Treehouse of Horror. This would go on for many, many years after this date. Based on the 1950s EC horror comics, which is similar to the film Creepshow, the Treehouse of Horror tells 3 separate horror stories, regularly parodying pop culture and films of that period and past. The opening sequence is an indication of that when Marge comes out to warn the viewers of how frightening this special will be. This is taken straight from the original release of Frankenstein from 1931, when a man introduces the film in the same manner as Marge does. The show opens with Homer admiring the candy he's hauled and then eavesdrops on the kids up in the treehouse, telling each other spooky stories. This is the only Treehouse of Horror to actually take place in a treehouse. The first segment Bart tells us is called Bad Dream House. The Simpsons move into a house that was a low-cost purchase, reason being that it's haunted. The walls bleed, objects fly around the place. Nothing is sitting right. Marge is not liking the place, but Homer shrugs it off, trying not to worry about it. Finally, once the house starts talking to them, the house takes over the family's minds and convinces them all to try and kill each other, except Marge, who pulls everyone's head into place, including the house. Marge tries to get the house to get it together so they can live in harmony together. The house decided instead to implode itself. This is a very noticeable parody of films like the Amityville Horror, but especially Poltergeist. The next story is Hungry Are the Damned, where the Simpsons are beamed up into an alien ship and are pampered by the aliens. Lisa is skeptical of the aliens' actions and finds a cookbook that she thinks is a cookbook on humans. But from further inspection and remover of space dust, it's just a cookbook for serving food to 40 humans. This is a very funny parody of the classic Twilight Zone episode To Serve Man. Finally, Lisa tells the story of Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven. Homer plays the lead as Bart plays the Raven. It's just the Raven with the Simpsons characters acting it out. This is the weakest of the 3 stories that are told in this special. A cool thing about this special, however, is James Earl Jones is playing a few roles in the show. He's the narrator of The Raven as well as one of the aliens in Hungry Are the Damned. The first few Halloween specials relied a lot on parody of classic material, especially Twilight Zone episodes. These are fun specials, especially the first 8 or so. They combined a great blend of horror and comedy. The parody side really isn't that shoved down your throat in these earlier ones, but as time goes along they do get a bit more out there and silly. There is a tense horror element that was utilised well, and that's why I love these earlier ones especially. I'll say my favourite of the first Halloween special was Bad Dream House. It uses unnerving horror music and it also has a very atmospheric, creepy environment. The scene in which the family all huddle around each other with knives trying to kill each other, that's actually like pure horror shit. What I can best say about this Halloween special is that it's effectively funny yet terrifying. They work so well together.